हेलो एवरीवन। तो आज यूके में बेसिकली दिवाली की अर्ली सेलिब्रेशन कर रहे हैं ट्रफाल्गर स्क्वायर पे। तो आई एम जस्ट गोइंग ओवर देयर। वीकेंड है, फारिग हूँ वैसे भी, तो आई जस्ट गोइंग टू सी कि क्या होता है। लास्ट वाली जो हुई 2017 में, नहीं 2019 में हुई थी बेसिकली, प्री कोविड, दैट वाज रियली गुड एंड लास्ट ईयर डिड नॉट हैपन। इस साल देखते हैं अभी क्या होता है। तो जस्ट ऑन द वे। सो ट्रेन इज़ हियर, ट्रेन आ गई है एंड जर्नी जस्ट स्टार्ट्स। सो मैं पहुंच गया हूँ ट्रफाल्गर स्क्वायर पे एंड यू कैन सी ऑन द बैक पूरी प्रिपरेशन चल रही है। ये पूरा स्टेज लगाया हुआ है एंड मैं अभी कैमरा टर्न करूँगा तो आपको ज़्यादा क्लियर दिखेगा। बट ये पूरा इन्हें बनाया हुआ है। 4 बजे स्टार्ट टाइम है बट अभी 4:30 हुए ऑलमोस्ट। लोग आना स्टार्ट हो गए हैं। तो अब देखते हैं डिटेल्स। तो दिस इज़ एंट्री पैसेज जहाँ से लोग अंदर जा रहे हैं एंड देन ऑफ कोर्स वहाँ पे स्टेज है। अभी थोड़ा बहुत परफॉर्मेंस चल रही है जो भी है। यू कैन सी दिवाली ऑन ट्रफाल्गर स्क्वायर। यहाँ पे इतने सारे लोग हैं, अभी लोग आना शुरू हुए हैं सिर्फ, लेकिन आज को 10 बजे तक लाइक ओवर टाइम इट विल बी टू मच। वहाँ पे गणेश भगवान की मूर्ति रखी हुई है। थिंग्स आर गेटिंग स्टार्टेड, शुड बी फन, मज़ा आएगा। लास्ट ईयर नहीं हुआ था, इस साल है तो शुड बी रियली फन। जस्ट गेटिंग स्टार्टेड, लोग आना शुरू हो रहे हैं। फूड स्टॉल्स और देयर एज वेल, खाने पीने की अगर भूख लगी बहुत ज़्यादा रश होने से पहले वीडियो भर लूँ मैं। फूड स्टॉल्स बैक टू बैक, सब फूड स्टॉल्स है, खाना ही खाना है।
राम जी जहाँ है जग में सबसे उत्तम है, मर्यादा पुरुषोत्तम है, सबसे शक्तिशाली है, फिर भी रखते संयम है, पर उनके संयम की वाणी को है सीमा। रावण संवरण मां के क्षमा, बज सत्य का डंका, जले पाप की लंका। हरे राजा राम हरे हम परम, सदनारी लक्ष्मण जैसे भाई, वो विपदा है आई, वो है बचाने बाबू रघुराई।
संपत्ति सुख के कारण, संपत्ति सुख के कारण, जैसे फूल भरी खजूरे भैया, जैसे फूल भरी खजूरे भैया, राम गोविंद हरे, खजूरे भैया राम गोविंद हरे।
Any significance, but in our personal life, it is a festival to clean up the clutter not only in our homes, but also in our minds. It is to have victory over our negativities and for our virtues to prosper. I wish you all such a Diwali celebration of goodness, of sharing, of happiness. दिवाली की शुभकामनाएं आप सबके साथ हैं।
To take responsibility for that and to carry that forward as our own duties. I hope you will consider joining us at City Hindus Network, a group of people who happen to be Hindu and happen to be from this, the greatest of all cities, the city of London, or if I exclude Varanasi and certain ancient cities in India, who understand the journey.
And blessings for you and your
Food stores.
You guys not? Yeah.
रश चेक करो यार, रश चेक करो, खाने पीने में बस। खाने में क्या क्या है? तो बहुत सारे हैं। मेन्यू कहीं दिख नहीं रहा है, बट ये दिवाली की मिठाई एंड देन बॉम्बे से लेके स्ट्रीट फूड है बेसिकली पूरा। देन फूलों की दुकान भी है।
अभी बताओ क्या करना है? ऑल डन, ऑल डन। हम लोग वेटिंग फॉर आवर और उसके बाद
They would stand guard. Immediately the demon Subahu reached the sun's star, attacked, throwing bloody bones down the ritual. Rama aimed a featherless arrow at Marich and fired. Marich was picked up by it and swept away, falling into the southern sea. Rama next killed Subahu, who tried to attack them once again. Finally, Rishi Vishwamitra was now able to perform his yoga without any disturbance. Vishwamitra then took the two princes to the kingdom of Nikala, as King Janak had announced the Swayamvara, ancient way of choosing a suitor. For his beautiful daughter, Princess Sita, the condition was that she would only marry a man who would be able to lift up Lord Shiva's bow and string it. Many princes came from lands afar and wide to try and lift the bow and failed. Prince Rama picked up the bow with such ease. Whilst trying to string the bow, he bent it and broke it too. Parshuram, fellow avatar of Vishnu and devotee of Lord Shiva, was angry by this, until he truly knew who Rama was. Prince Rama and Princess Sita were then married, and everyone celebrated for many days. It was a joyous occasion. Sita introduced Rama, but Queen Kaike's maid Rama was not happy about this. She cunningly convinced Queen Kaike to ask King Dashrath for her two wishes, but she never refused. The first one would be that her son Bharat would be king, and the second that he sent Rama away to the forest for 14 years. The king, reluctantly keeping to the promise he had given her, had no choice but to agree to her demands. Prince Rama told his father that he would keep his promise and go to the forest. His wife Sita and brother Lakshman also said they would accompany him. All three of them left for the forest in a chariot. The people of Ayodhya and the king were very unhappy. There was a group of subjects that stayed on the edge of the forest and vowed to wait there until Rama returned from exile. Rama and Sita sharing a tender moment in exile in the forest. Rama's brother Bharat asks for Lord Rama's family as a symbol of his presence on the throne and on the royal seat Ayodhya, and he agrees to become the caretaker of the kingdom until Rama returns. One day, a demon called Shubarnaka saw Rama in the forest and fell in love with him. She wanted to marry him, but he said no, as he was devoted to his wife Sita. She got very angry and tried to attack Sita. Lakshman took out his sword and cut off her nose. She went back to her brothers screaming, and they came back with an army of thousands of demons. Ram and Lakshman killed them all. So Shubarnaka went to her eldest brother Ravana, the 10-headed demon of Lanka, who got very angry and decided to kidnap Sita as revenge. Ravana asked the demon that he take the form of any animal and asked him to become a golden deer to tempt Sita. Sita saw this deer and asked Ram to catch him for her. Ram, after chasing the deer soon, realized that it was a demon, shot him with a golden arrow and killed him. Before dying, the demon called out for Lakshman and Sita in Ram's voice. Lakshman was with Sita at the time, and hearing their names, Sita insisted to Lakshman to go to Ram's aid. He said to her to stay in the protective circle he had made around the hut and not to step out. However, Ravana turned up, disguised as a sage, convinced to step out of the circle by requesting alms and thus kidnapped her. As Ravana was flying off in his chariot with Sita, Jatayu, the king of the vultures, heard her cries and tried to stop him. Ravana cut off Jatayu's wings as he fell from the Vimana. Whilst Ram and Lakshman were searching for Sita, they came across Jatayu whilst he was dying. He explained who had captured Sita in the direction of travel. Ram and Lakshman ended up going south and encountered many demons in the forest, as well as an old lady called Shubari, who was destined to meet Ram, and she helped him on his journey. Rama and Lakshman go to the Rishyamukh mountain to meet the Benares king Sugriv. Rama helps Sugriv to slay his brother who was tormenting the king. Now a king of thousands of Benares, he could help Ram to find Sita. For Rama's assistance, he agrees to send some of his army to the east and west of the country, whilst he instructs Hanuman and a few others to go south. With Ram having faith in the son of the god of wind Vayu, Hanuman, he gives his ring to him to show Sita when he finds her. The Vanaras go in 4 different directions to find Sita, meeting dangerous and unknown creatures. The group, led by Hanuman, reach the ocean in the south where they meet Sampati, Jatayu's elder brother. He tells Hanuman about Sita and Ravana, sharing directions of how to find her. Sampati informed Hanuman that Ravana has taken Sita to Lanka, but the kingdom of Lanka was very far away, and on top of a mountain. Jambavana, the divine king of bears, lifted the curse put on Hanuman at childhood by an angry sage to forget his powers, and so Hanuman was encouraged to fly to Lanka in search of Sita, carrying with him Ram's gold ring. On the way, Hanuman got caught by Sursa, the demon mother of snakes. She opened her mouth very wide to swallow him, but he became bigger, so she opened her mouth even wider, and Hanuman entered her mouth. But before she could eat him, he became very small and slipped out. On reaching Lanka, he finds Sita in the garden under a tree, and he drops Ram's ring in her lap. He told her that Ram had sent him to find her. She was very happy, and she knew now that Ram would save her from Ravana, but she would only leave when Ram came for her. But Hanuman was caught by the demons who took him to Ravana. He made him sit on the floor, but as he didn't like Ravana to look down on him, he sat on his long tail so he would be higher than him. Ravana, who didn't like this, wanted to teach him a lesson by setting fire to his tail. They wrapped his tail in cotton-soaked oil, but as they began to do this, Hanuman cast a magic spell to making his tail grow longer and longer and longer, and the demons ran out of cotton and oil. The demons set fire to his tail anyway, but Hanuman shrank back to the size of a mouse, and so managed to escape, but in the process set Ravana's throne alight, and left a trail of flames throughout Lanka, and flew back to Ram. Hanuman returns the ring back to Ram, and retells the intricate story that Sita had told him to tell her to prove that he had found her. It was about Ram protecting her from the son of Indra, who transformed into a crow to attack her. The fire set by Hanuman in Lanka had scared the demons, but Ravana was not frightened, and was now even more determined to kill Ram, Lakshman and their army of Varanas. Ravana's younger brother Vibhishan was a big demon, and he tried to convince Ravana to send Sita back to her husband, but he would not listen, so Vibhishan left Lanka and went to help Ram. During this time, Ram and his army of Varanas built a bridge to come over to Lanka. They used stones and wood with Ram's name to make them float and create a walkway for the entire army to cross. During the Battle of Lanka, Ram and Ravana fought a fierce battle with bows and arrows for nearly 7 days. Ram and his army killed several of Ravana's brothers. Ravana's son Indrajit, who had magical powers, started firing the arrow Nagabush, which transforms into a serpent and binds Ram. He then strikes Lakshman, and the arrow turns into poisonous serpents. All seems lost until Garuda appears, and all the snake arrows instantly flee. Ravana asked his brother Kumbhakarna to help him. He was a giant who woke up just to eat until he was 4, and then he would sleep for another 6 months after that. Kumbhakarna led the demon army to fight against Ram, but Ram shot many arrows at him, eventually killing him. During the battle, Rama's son Indrajit hurls a powerful weapon at Lakshman. He is badly injured. Hanuman is sent to the Himalayan mountain of Dronagiri to fetch the magic herb Sanjeevani that could cure him. Hanuman, who could not identify the herb, lifted the whole mountain and brought it back to the battlefield, demonstrating his sheer strength and his loyalty to Ram. Indrajit, versed in magic, produced another illusion of Sita on his chariot. He proceeded to kill her in front of Lakshman, Hanuman and the Varanas. Hanuman reported to Ram that Sita had been killed, destroying his morale and will to live. But Vibhishan enlightened him that the whole affair was nothing but an illusion created by Indrajit. Lakshman engaged in a duel with Indrajit, No one was able to perceive the movements of either of their arms. They were striking each other with celestial weapons when Lakshman finally defeated Indrajit and could. After most of Ravana's army gets killed, so he comes out to fight himself. Ram kept shooting golden arrows at Ravana, cutting off his heads, but they kept growing back again and again because of the bow he had. Finally, Vibhishan told Ram to shoot at his navel, killing Ravana. After proving her purity to Ram, Sita and Ram returned back to Ayodhya in Ravana's magical flying aircraft known as the Vimana. It was called Pushpaka. In order to show them where to land, the people of Ayodhya made a landing strip with diyas, small candles. The reason Diwali is celebrated with such pomp and show is that this is the day that Lord Ram returned to Ayodhya with his wife Sita and brother Lakshman after a long exile of 14 years and defeating the demon king Ravana. It is a celebration of homecoming after the war and a victory of good over evil.
Hi, this is Mahina Khanum. I'm a Desi dancer based in Paris. We are celebrating the Paris Odisha Week with my students and our dear guest Sasha Joshi. We love Sambalpuri dance so much that we decided to take it here to the Eiffel Tower. This is a short video
Hi guys, I hope you're doing fine. Starting with the final recipe, that is wheat cookie in another 5 minutes. Please come here and check it out. Thank you so much.
टाइम अभी 6 बज गए तकरीबन लोग काफ़ी हो गए हैं बहुत ज़्यादा हो गए हैं और अभी तो और भी बहुत ज़्यादा होंगे रात जैसे होगी तो लेट्स जस्ट कीप ट्यून्ड अभी स्टार्ट नहीं हुआ प्रॉपर तो स्टिल अ वे टू गो बट लोग आना शुरू हो गए हैं ऑफ कोर्स दिवाली इज़ द बिगेस्ट फेस्टिवल अराउंड देयर और ऐसा नहीं कि सिर्फ हिंदूज़ ही हैं अंदर बहुत सारे लोग और भी हैं लाइक लोकल ब्रिटिश और भी बहुत सारे नेशनलिटीज़ एवरीवन इज़ देयर इट्स गोइंग टू बी अमेजिंग आई होप 2019 तरह हो बिफोर कोविड
Thank you.
तो ये शिकारे या हो हिंदू मुस्लिम के भाईचारे, परंपराएं हमारी, रीति हमारी, व्यवहार हमारे। थोड़ा सा भारत यहाँ भी है और यहाँ भी है त्योहार हमारे।
अलबेला की इस धरती के त्योहार भी है अलबेले। कहीं दिवाली की जगमग है, होली के कहीं मेले, होली के कहीं मेले, जहाँ सूरज सबसे पहले आकर डाले अपना फेरा, वो भारत देश है मेरा।
By sending my best wishes to all those celebrating Ravana. Given the hardship of the past 18 months, this Festival of Lights is a moment to remind ourselves of the strength and compassion of our communities. Diwali is a time to get together and enjoy the warmth of our family and friends, as well as to reflect on the story of Rama and Sita and how from darkness they found light. A story that must continue to inspire us all as our city recovers. I also want to take this opportunity to acknowledge the enormous sacrifices made by Hindu, Sikh and Jain workers during the pandemic. Thank you all for your incredible contribution to this city, helping to make London the best city in the world. I hope you have a great day. From my family to yours, may your Diwali bring peace and love to your life.
तो बस अभी जाने की तैयारी है। वैसे 10 बजे तक का टाइम है, बट 2019 की तरह आज फिज़िकल लाइव परफॉर्मेंस नहीं थी, तो ये स्क्रीन बड़ी स्क्रीन पे सब कुछ था। दैट्स व्हाई, एंड अगेन ऑफ कोर्स लिमिटेड कैपेसिटी इवेंट था गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से। स्टिल पेंडेमिक में इवेंट किया गया था, व्हिच इज़ अमेजिंग। तो बस दिस हैज़ बीन अमेजिंग, बहुत मज़ा आया। एंड जस्ट गोइंग बैक नाउ।